beginning in 50 years ago, I played in the first one, as you know, because Tony Wiedenhofer was a friend of Eric.
Wiedenhofer, he sponsored the Eric Doeberl Cup. We were all Austrians, and he was a champion more or less. Maybe because he was a binder, and Eric was involved, you know, in building trade, that he come and sponsored the chess championship in the Doeberl Cup.
I visited him several times before at his home, you know, but at that time I met him by chance in a hardware store called McEwen's, and I said, look, Eric, you're a rich fella, why don't you donate some money for a Doeberl Cup, you know? How much? How much do you think? 100, it was still pounds then, 100 or 200 pounds, you know? So he said, okay, maybe 200 pounds.
He liked giving other people pleasure. He was a very giving person. So even though in the early days the prize money wasn't huge, it was encouraging people to try and enjoy the game, just to see people's enjoyment. And if they got $50 or £50, or just be there and enjoy the game, if they won or lost, it didn't matter, it was the enjoyment.
In the very first year, we attracted nearly all the top players from Australia. Cecil Purdy, his son John Purdy, who was the Australian champion.
But I certainly played in quite a lot. I played in the second one. I was stationed in the Lands Office at Griffith then in the country, and I was in the country for several years, and I came down from the country to further west to play in Canberra.
The very first place, location we played was actually a smaller venue, you know, which couldn't fit eventually all the players. And from there we moved to the Fenner building at the ANU.
It was played in the Griffin Centre in Bunda Street at the time, and it was adequate, but nothing like the splendid playing conditions here. And of course, they had no international players. They had some very extremely strong Australian players.
Probably objectively, if you measure the rating, the top ratings of the Australians today, probably 150 or 200 more than what they were in those days.
I was virtually the DOP the first few years. I did everything. I was the only one who worked maybe for the first 4 or 5 years, 6 years, with very little help, you know. Organizing accommodation for everyone, and having people staying at my place, and being a chauffeur, you know, and doing all the correspondence, and there's a lot of work involved, you know. Helmut Ackermann helped me then a bit, and a few others slowly, but the first few years, yeah, it was mainly myself.
At Easter time, by 4 or 5 weeks, I give Doeberl a call. I said, can I see you? We'd like to make some arrangements about your donations to the next Doeberl Cup, you know. But he invited me in his house. He said, look, what do you think, Helmut? How much you want? I said, oh, $300, $400, $500, all depends, you know. I never overdone it, because I didn't want to sound greedy.
To start with, it was a fun kind of thing to do, and it was to bring people together, bring families together.
We saw a few years, you know, and then there were quite a few tournaments in Australia over the past 50 years, which started and met their end, and after, what, 10, 12 years, you know.
I never dreamt, you know, the heights it would reach, you know. And of course, Mr. Doeberl, when he was alive, he wouldn't have dreamt it would evolve.
Look, I don't think anyone would think it's been 50 years, you know. And even he's passed away, you know, it would survive. But apparently it did, and that's probably go on for the next 10, 20, whatever time.